Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Everyone here is absolutely privileged to be in your presence. Thank you for finding time and thank you for joining us for the India Economic Forum, the 6th edition. Sadhguru, the topic of this forum is what will take India to 5 trillion? What will take it to make India a $5 trillion economy? But while it's a good aspiration number to have, if I look at what is happening in India right now, the mood is not exciting. Everybody's feeling the heat of slowdown. Some are crying literally before they are even cutting onions because of high onion prices.
And it needs to spread. It needs a wider base than the way we have it right now. These onions I can't believe this. I was in London in somebody's home, and this onion thing was going on. I changed all the 4 English channels, everywhere onion. So this hostess comes and asks me, Sadhguru, what is the thing about onion in India? I said, that's our staple diet that's why we are fighting for it. Onion hits 100 rupees. What is the nation screaming about? I don't really understand. Well, your stock market has hit what, 42,000, is it? 44,000?
All-time high.
44, is it? You're not crying about that. But onions, before anybody cries about onions, they must see the condition of the onion farmers in this country, especially this year. Because of excessive rains, I wouldn't say excess, because of copious amount of rain, a crop that grows beneath the ground is seriously damaged. Not even 30% of the normal crop most onion farmers have, because onion farmers are in our farmer-producer organization, so I know this very well. So they have 30% crop. So if they were selling onion at 35, 40 rupees, when they have 30% crop, you should have given them at least 120 rupees. Hello? Hello, all the Mumbaikars, I'm asking you, what are you crying about onions? Any other product in the country or in the world, the last iPhone was whatever, the next iPhone with just 3 holes instead of 2, suddenly costs so much more, you never complained. Onion, over 300,000 farmers have committed suicide in this country in the last 20 years. Can you even cry about farm prices? I'm asking, is there humanity left, I'm asking? What's the problem with us? I want the onion price to be 200, you cry as much as you want, because the condition of the onion farmers in the country is so terrible. Little if the price goes up, they import the onion, they stop the export. What are we trying to do? We're talking about a market economy and 60% of the population is not supposed to survive. Please walk through any random village in the country and see in what conditions they are living before you cry about vegetable prices, onion prices, whatever nonsense. Right now, I don't know in Mumbai, but at least in Coimbatore, if you go to a restaurant, 50 rupees, you can get a reasonably good meal, nourishing meal. 50 rupees is 60 cents. Please walk around anywhere in the world, please find a good meal for 60 cents in some country, please. What are we doing? 60% of the population keeping like this, you're talking about growing economy? No, you have to increase the base. Without farm income multiplying with such a narrow verticals, you're not going to go very far. And it's not safe to grow an economy like that. We need to engage large percentage of population. Otherwise, how do you make the economy stable? Even if your economy grows on one or two verticals, you will be always fearful. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? A fear-based economy is not a successful economy because your own fear will pull it down, if not anything else. External situations are always there. Extraneous elements will come into economy from various places because in many ways it's a global market, things can happen. Though in India, the influence of the global stuff is not too much, simply because we are both… our production and market is largely here, only about 19% is going out. So, we won't really get starved out if global thing collapses or whatever happens. But without enhancing the lives and the economy of 60% of the population, which is farm population or farmer population, how do you make an economy grow? Please, if farmer says that if the onion is selling at 30 rupees tomorrow, you must complain, why is this damn thing 30 rupees? What is the farmer getting? He is getting 6 rupees, 7 rupees, 8 rupees. How does he live? I'm saying, we are human beings, not human creatures who eat each other, right? We're human beings, we are supposed to be concerned.
Sadhguru, so since we are talking about economy, what has happened in India is that we've seen very deep-rooted reforms. Some would say there was toxicity in the Indian economy that has been taken out because of demonetization, because of IBC, because of CIV, some strict but important measures the administration has taken. So do you think right now we're simply recovering from the shock treatment and it will take some more time?
See, you mentioned things like demonetization, GST and whatever else, many other things which are being done. I'm not an expert on this subject, but looking at simple common sense understanding things, I don't see the government doing anything really wrong policy-wise. It is just in execution, it gets diffused. What should be focused action, unfortunately, gets diffused. That's not new to our country. That is not new. Everything that you do naturally gets diffused because the system is like that. To take focused action, you need a very efficient system down the line. That is not there, that has not been there, we have to build it. That's not going to happen overnight either. For example, demonetization, everybody complained about it. There are various aspects to it, there are security issues to it, which probably the government is shy of speaking, nation is shy of speaking. I hope you keep this channel to the Indian audience, because even I'm shy of speaking outside the country. Because at one point, it's estimated nearly 22% of our currency was, fake currency. When that large percentage is running like that, you have to do something. What is the best thing to do? There is no best thing, you only can do incremental things. So, whatever was done, at least as you said somewhere, that every rupee has an address on it. Black money is not gone. Probably it's easier now with a 2,000 rupee note instead of 1,000 rupee note. You can store it in a smaller place than before. But there is a lot of difficulty for the black money to enter the mainstream. That much has definitely happened. So forever you have to keep it in your suitcase. You cannot easily bring it into the mainstream. I think it's a very positive step, because without this, if you're planning to be a major economy in the world, these are things which have to be fixed. If you don't fix it when you are a reasonably smaller economy, when it grows big, fixing it won't happen. At that time, if you try to fix it, everything will collapse. There are nations in South America, even Mexico, where more than 50–60% is all, unaccounted money. You think they can fix it? If they try to fix it, the entire nation will collapse. Here we are still in a place where we can still fix it. We've not gone that far. It's time to fix it because this is a nation which is poised for many great things to happen. But if you don't fix the fundamentals, how do you take this ahead?
Sadhguru, from taking the message of Indian engineering forward to the message championing the cause of ecology, championing the cause of saving the rivers today, we are talking economy. You mentioned that there needs to be a widespread inclusion to make the economy vibrant. How can one do that?
See, one simple thing is, many of you, various different industries, whatever you produce, you can sell it wherever you want, not just in the country. You can sell it anywhere in the world. Maybe there is a taxation system, but you can sell. But farm produce is not like this. If you produce it in one place, you have to sell it right there. Whether there is a market price or not, you have to sell it right there. Only now, since 2016, there is an effort through this e-NAM, through online this thing, there is an effort, but still that's not gone anywhere, this not gone big at all. Still most farmers are compelled to sell their farm produce only in the region where they produce. Why? If I grow rice in Tamil Nadu, I will sell it in Timbuktu, what's your problem? How does a farmer live? In Tamil Nadu alone in the last 12 years, 47,600 farmers have committed suicide. What more do you want, I'm asking? What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for 1 million? I mean, what is it that we are waiting for? So these restrictions are killing the farmer. That one thing is there is a serious problem of scale. The land holdings are so small, there is simply no means for him to market his product somewhere. So right now this FPO or the Farmer Producer Organization is a wonderful thing. We are running one of the most successful farmer producer organizations in the country. And this has changed their life. Their incomes have gone up about 250%. But the best thing is we converted 69,760 farmers into agroforestry in the last 18 years. In 5 to 7 years, their incomes have gone up anywhere between 300 to 800%. This is what needs to happen. This is not only about the farmers' economy, this is also about the ecology. When you say anything ecology in Mumbai or in Delhi, you will talk about air pollution, air pollution. Yes, it is there, I'm not questioning that. But you're still smoking also, right? So it's not just in the air, you're by choice also smoking, so it's okay. But the real problem is desertification of India. If you don't understand what I'm saying, next time you fly from Mumbai to Delhi or Mumbai to Chennai or wherever, every 2 minutes please look out of the window of your airplane. What do you see? Please see, right now because of, very, very continuous rainfall, actually much more than what we expected, it's about 112% than what is predicted, the monsoon rains. Because of that, you'll see water patches. But in the month of March, April, you see, it will be a brown desert. There are no trees anywhere. Why? Because if you grow a tree in your land and for your use or your financial need, if you cut it, you will get arrested. So nobody wants to grow a tree. No farmer wants to grow a single tree because the harassment of the activists and the laws and the forest department, all kinds of things. Right now what we are pushing for is every farmer should have the freedom to grow what he wants, fell, transport and sell wherever he wants, in whichever form he wants. This freedom has to come to the farmer, otherwise 60% of the population you're treating them like not second class, like third class citizens in the country, and they are the ones who are feeding us on a daily basis. But their condition, please go and see, 60% of the rural population in this country, their skeletal system is not grown to full size. We are producing a whole, a generation of underdeveloped humanity. This is not a joke. This is a silent disaster happening. 42% of Tamil Nadu's land, which was one of the richest agricultural lands in the world, we were growing 4 crops in a year, all right? Today it's come to 1 crop. 42% of the land has been declared as fallow. That means it's on the way to become desert. We are converting fertile soil into sand. This is happening because there is no organic material. The only way organic material can come back into the soil is the leaves of the trees and the animal waste. Trees are gone long time ago. In the Kaveri basin, they have removed 87% of the tree cover in the last 70 years. In the Ganga basin, they've removed 92% of the tree cover in the last 70 years. What's our plan for this nation? Right now, in the last 35 years, we're growing everything largely by throwing salts into the soil. Most of the soil is on the verge of moving towards desertification. UNCCD is severely concerned about this, but we are going on as if there is no tomorrow. Really, there will be no tomorrow if we go like this. Because without protecting the soil of the nation, there is no nation. The problem, I know right now all of you are running campaigns on water, how to use less… I'm not criticizing, it's all good, but I'll tell you how simplistic it is and how limited the scope of this is. Right now it's fashionable for everybody to say, I have bath only with half a bucket of water. When I brush my teeth, I use only 1 glass of water. This is all wonderful, I appreciate your concern, but this is not a solution. Because the largest consumer of water is farmer. 84% of the nation's water is consumed by the farmer. He controls nearly 80% of the plain land in the country. If anything positive has to happen, it has to come from him. If rivers have to flow, if wells have to be full, ponds and lakes have to be full, you need tree cover because there is something called as transpiration. Without that, rain will not fall in a spread out way, it is just coming in one place. The moment it comes on the land, it's all falling, dumping itself in Mumbai itself, you know this, all of you. It has to go further means it needs tree cover because transpiration has to happen for it to roll over deeper into the land. That is not happening. So without tree cover, you cannot do this, tree cover has to come. People think right now, this is all spread by fertilizer companies, that trees will eat up all the fertilizer, so there should be no trees on the land. But this is very, very important, the organic content has to go back. When I say organic content, to put it very simply, if you grow 1 ton of some crop, you have taken out 1 ton of topsoil. That's all it is. Whether it's sugarcane, paddy, whatever you grow, 1 ton of topsoil you took, what are you going to put back? Nothing. We are not putting back anything, hardly anything at least. So what is our plan? Generally it's estimated in about 25 to 30 years, 60% of India's land will be unfit for agriculture. Where is our food security with such a large population? With 1.4 billion people on our hands, where is our food security? We've done some small surveys. Not even 2% of the farmers want their children to go into farming. In another 25, 30 years when this generation passes, who is going to grow your food, I'm asking? Who is going to grow food in this country? Because farming is not such a stupid thing. It takes a lot of, certain intrinsic knowledge with which he is growing this food. I'm telling you, you may be a MSc in agriculture, I'll give you good land, try to grow one crop and see what kind of trouble you will be in. So, this is a serious situation. If India's economy has to really grow, if it has to touch 5 trillion as you're saying, if farmers' income goes up 3 to 4 times in the next 3-4 years' time, you will get there very easily. Otherwise, it's very difficult because right now, the verticals are too narrow. You don't build an economy like that.
Sadhguru, we have a very large corporate audience here, so let me use the liberty of my anchor chair to ask you some corporate-dominated questions. Now, if I look at Isha Foundation is a case study. Your volunteers are motivated, the impact you're having on millions of people, it is absolutely amazing. So I have 2 questions. One, do you like this image of being a corporate guru?
Whatever that means.
Are you getting grants? How is Isha Foundation working? How is it serving?
This question comes to me from lots of journalists. I didn't expect that from Economic Times though. Usually yellow journalists ask me this question or accuse me that you are a corporate guru. I ask them, what do you mean? Said, we came into the ashram, they're asking for a security card, they're asking for our name, they're asking for all the details and this. everything is being done properly here, everything is organized. So your idea of a spiritual guru is, he will sit under a tree and he will bless you and say idiotic, inane things with a constipated look on his face, all right? And you will give him 100 rupees donation, he will put it in his pocket. When a poor person comes, he will give 5 rupees out of that. This is your idea of spiritual process. No, this is not the way we run it. This is not the way India's spiritual process has run in the past either. It's only now because India's spirituality has taken a beating in the last 800 years like nothing else. I don't even know how it survived. It's just the resilience of the people. Because 800 years, it has been… wherever it was seen, it was just squashed. In spite of that, it survived, so for some time you saw that kind of stuff. This is our country now. We run everything like it's a free nation. Is it wrong? Is it an occupied nation still? I'm asking. No. So what corporate means in most people's minds is that you're going by the rules. Generally, lot of so-called spiritual people, they have a serious problem of, they're innocent of integrity. They're just innocent of their integrity, there's no such thing. So when you run everything by rules, it becomes corporate. If you run it loosely, it becomes crime. I prefer to be corporate.
So, Sadhguru, let's talk about the current problem. Current problem, what all of us have is just lack of motivation, a lot of distraction and lack of attention.
Well, you're not in love with anything, that's your problem. You're doing something for something else. You're not doing what truly matters to you, that's the only problem you have. If you are doing something that truly matters to you, does somebody need to motivate you every day in the morning? Hello? Hello? If you are doing something that truly, genuinely matters to you, who needs to motivate you? You will bounce out of your bed every day in the morning. Right now it's like this because you're doing something. You're trying to make a living, you're not building a life. It's my wish and my blessings that all of you should have a full-fledged life, not just making a living. Making a living means survival, that every creature on the planet does better than you. Hello? Every creature, an earthworm and a grasshopper does their survival better than you if you don't interfere, I'm saying. Without any fuss, I'm saying. Without too much fuss, they do their survival. So your survival need not be magnified like this. Everybody should decide, is it okay? Everybody, every one of you must decide because you keep raising the bar on many things, that's why I'm saying. What is your idea of what you should have for your well-being? You don't have to go by my idea. Your idea, you fix it. Once you get there, at least once you get there and you're assured of your physical and other well-being, social well-being, from there on you must do something that genuinely matters to you, otherwise it's a wasted life. See, how old are you, Nikunj?
42.
How old? 42. 45 years ago you were dead, yes? How long were you dead? How long were you dead?
45 years ago.
No. 45 years ago you were dead, but for how long were you dead?
How long was it?
Yeah. 10 years you were dead, or 20 years you were dead, or 40 years dead, or for an eternity you were dead? Forever you were dead, isn't it? Only 42 years ago you became alive. Now you're alive. I will give you another 60 years. 60 years later, again you will be dead. How long will you be dead?
Eternity.
Forever?
Yes.
So, you will be dead for a very long time. You're just alive for a brief amount of time. Please don't spend that damn time just making a living. Please make a life out of it.
So, Sadhguru, since we're talking about economy and we're talking about what will take India to a $5 trillion economy, let's talk about the biggest economy in the world, America. The three biggest industries in America are arms and ammunition, followed by pharma, and followed by liquor. That country has been built on three sectors or industries which are dangerous, which are involved in killing, or which give you pleasure. But yet they are the richest nation in the world.
See, United States of America is a unique case. Not every nation can become United States of America, let's understand this. There are many factors to this. When what we refer to as imperialism and colonialism ended, kind of, including in North America, United States saw the opportunity and transformed colonialism, which originally started as East India Company, which is a business enterprise. So we must understand, we were not taken by a nation, we were taken by a business. Hello? That's really ridiculous, but it happened. We were taken by one large business, came and took the whole country, not another nation. So when from there they moved into a proper Her Majesty's service, and then it ended for variety of reasons, and above all World War II and everything. Then United States saw the opportunity and they became the new, not just East India Company, this became a global company. When one of the planners of United States was speaking, he said, I want to structure America's economy in such a way, wherever in the world, whoever makes money, we must get a cut out of that. That's it. That's a simple plan, but executed in such a masterly way that wherever anybody makes money, they will make money, all right? So you are not in that kind of position, so we should not even talk about that, because you are not in that kind of position. And above all, this may be a very harsh thing to say, but if sufficient amount of arms and ammunition doesn't sell, US economy will be in a serious pit. We are all clapping our hands about it. It's a $15 trillion economy with $23 trillion debt, all right? We don't have such a problem. They have this, but because world runs on sentiment, I want all the Mumbai people to remember, the world runs on sentiment, don't create negative sentiment in the country. It is only the sentiment which is keeping the US currency going. The dollar value goes away. American economy will be in serious trouble, okay? Not simple trouble, things will just collapse. But the sentiment is kept up that US dollar is the most valuable thing. How long they will manage it? We should see who manages it accordingly, it'll happen, all right? But right now it is managed with just this, that American dollar cannot fail. That has established everywhere. Nearly 60% of the dollars printed are actually outside United States, not in United States, because it's a commodity by itself. Dollar is not a currency, it is a commodity by itself. So because of that, United States economy happens in a certain way. You can't do that overnight. About arms, as I said, pharma, well, 70% of the American population itself is on prescription medication, another 30% buys it off the back street. And it's also selling to the rest of the world. That could change. In the coming 10 years, that could change. India could change that. India can change that pharma business. But above all, it is not necessary as countries, societies and individual people become more affluent, the first thing that changes is choice of nourishment. Second thing that changes is choice of lifestyle. With choice of nourishment and lifestyle, you should not be sick, you have no business to be sick. When nourishment is an issue, it can happen. When lifestyle is an issue, it can happen. When these two things enter your life, it's your business to create health, not to fall back on pharma. About alcohol, you must tell me, I'm not the one who is raising that market.
Sadhguru, I'm shamelessly going to ask one more question. You've created magic in a lot of things. You've made impossible happen, Kailash Yatra, the way you shared with us in the past that you learned the manual to fly in less than 48 hours. But for Sadhguru to speak in Hindi, will that be a struggle? And that is something Sadhguru even finds it difficult to do.
Hindi? You're saying Hindi?
Yes.
I speak so many South Indian languages. You're not asking me to speak in any of them. You're asking me to speak in Hindi. Well, it's not impossible. I understand most of the language. It is just that even if I learn Hindi, how much time I will spend in North India is a questionable thing because I'm spread all over the place. So that's where it is. About doing miracles, there are no miracles. Ayesha Foundation is run by volunteers, a little over 5,400 full-time volunteers and over somewhere between 9 to 11 million registered part-time volunteers. These are the wonderful people who are doing all this work. All the full-time volunteers, every one of us, including me, we are 7 days, 365 days, usually anywhere between 18 to 20 hours per day, all of them. Because they're all working like this, it looks like a miracle, but there's enormous work behind this.
Before we wrap, let's put our hands together for Sadhguru. It's been a very enlightening session. From ecology to economy, we've just covered everything today.
Thank you all, as always, Sadhguru, for showing us the light.